So what's up, y'all? It's been a minute. No, I have not quit. I have not given up on crypto. Your boy was in the hospital. Your boy was in the hospital. It's a very good reason, though. Of course, that's what I'm here to talk about. So, for a long time, a number of years, I have dealt with what they call IED, which is intermittent explosive disorder. This is essentially bipolar, anxiety, depression, are jumbled up into one on steroids, essentially. It's a thing where the smallest of annoyances will send me up a motherfucking wall. All right? Excuse my language, but hey, I've had a very enlightening 2 weeks. I'm actually just coming back from my second doctor's visit, and I've learned a lot. Y'all. So, the issue was, well, we're discovering that the issue is lack of serotonin. Yeah. Serotonin levels are very important when it comes to emotional regulation, and I did not learn this until I was 30 years old, right? But I had been dealing with this. I remember it really getting worse right after high school. Right after high school is when it really got bad. That's when I made that first attempt. Not going to speak specifically on what that attempt was. Pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's when it really started for me. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. It wasn't until 2016, right? I have been out of high school at this point about 5 years. So 2016, I'm living out in Grand Rapids and I have an episode. Massive blow up. Major blow up. And that's the first time where I actually I went to seek help. Then they told me about the IED. They began to prescribe me medications and stuff like that, but it never worked. I'm not the type to take medication. It don't work with my body. I wasn't even, when I was younger, during those days, the college days, they call them, I wasn't the type to do Vikes and all of that, eat pills. It didn't affect me, right? So they prescribed that. 2016 didn't work. I stopped taking the medication. Things kind of smoothed over, at least I thought. But when you zoom out and realize, damn, 2017, what was I doing? Something I wasn't supposed to. I don't want to talk about it, but that really, now that I'm looking back, I realize I never fully recovered from that. Which brings us to a couple weeks ago. So, I'm going to tell you what triggered it. We'll start there. I got my ad revenue back for August. $340. All right, cool. Thing is, though, I'm not 21 anymore, and I have 2 kids and a wife to be, to think about. So I saw that, and this is after months of low numbers. All right. The reason why we won't get too deep into, because there's so many factors. It could be my fault. And arguably, it could be the fact that no one is looking for Bitcoin. No one is interested in crypto. You can prove that by looking at Google search trends, right? Different conversation, we'll leave it. I saw the ad revenue. It triggered me. I blew up, exploded, completely lost it. All right. Now, I know some of you guys are probably like, he don't look like the type of dude that'll bust a grape in a fruit fight. Now, first off, I'm from Detroit. You feel me? So even if I ain't there, I'm still there. It's still here. So first and foremost. Secondly, I do that intentionally because you don't want to carry what you go through. But I have had anger issues ever since I was a child. My father had anger issues. My mother had anger issues. We are just an angry family for whatever reason, right? But I had to blow up, and I hurt myself. Fucked myself up pretty bad. So it was a thing where I had to get stitched up for that. Then they're going through the situation, I'm telling them about this. That led them to send me to someone else. And we're restarting this process. In essence, we're restarting the process. And this time, I ain't gonna mess around with it. I'm not gonna mess around with it, guys, because it causes other issues. Jumping back to the serotonin. When you have IUD, it is often caused by low levels of serotonin. Serotonin is the chemical that actually is in the gut. It's in the stomach. A lot of people think it comes from the brain, but it actually comes from what you eat, right? Some people are born with more serotonin than others. As you age, serotonin levels can decrease or increase depending on your lifestyle, your habits, your diet, things like that. I was under the assumption that all this time my diet was straight. I am pretty much a rabbit when it comes to food. I only like vegetables, fruits, and dairy products, right? But that was me prior to 2016. That's how I ate. But, and this is going to be another shocking confession. So your boy did some county time in 2018, and my diet has not been the same since. And if you've been to county or you've been to prison, you know the food in there is garbage. And they tell you in there, you eat this, you got to eat it because you're here. But once you leave, you're not going to be able to eat food regularly after that. Right? So that's when my diet really changed. I was getting out. I didn't have any resources. I didn't have anybody to go to. The relationship I was in, that was dead. Wasn't going back to her. So my diet from then was predominantly coffee. You feel me? Just straight coffee, because I had to start all the way back over, which means I had to go back to the shelters, which means I had to eat the shelter food and abide by the shelter schedule. And the shelter schedule is 6 a.m. every day. So with that, I'm waking up, I'm grabbing coffee, I'm hunting for the bag. I'm just on a bag mission because I'm out here by myself, no resources, no nothing. A couple years go by, things get better, but my diet is still pretty much the same. Coffee and then junk food. All of this time, I'm thinking I'm saving money. I'm just trying to get to an end game here. You know, I'm on the college student diet. Even that diet is a lot healthier, especially when we're talking about serotonin. Noodles, yeah, a lot of serotonin in noodles, but I'm thinking I'm good. At the same time, I am noticing I am getting a lot more irritable quicker. I am noticing that the same level of gumption that I used to have towards life is gone. I really think that it's a large part of why I stopped rapping is because I stopped feeling it. And the reason I stopped feeling it is because, honestly, my serotonin levels were low. And when that happens, serotonin is a chemical that essentially transports positive messages to your brain. When you eat good on Thanksgiving, turkey is another food that is high in serotonin. When you eat turkey and you get the itis Thanksgiving evening, you might not even make it through that evening football game because you're so full. You feel good. You're happy. You got everybody around you. Everything cool. It's a reason why it's like that. It's science. And when you don't have that, the exact opposite happens. And that's what happened to your boy. I will say this is connected also to that 30-day hiatus I took in May. I thought it was a financial situation, but it was my mental. It was my mental health. So to wrap this all up, because I'm actually in between missions, I got to pick up the youngin from school. I'm going to be gone for a minute, and it's only to address my mental state, because if I ain't at 100%, I can't give you the value that you guys have come to enjoy throughout these last 3 years. All right. And again, this has nothing to do with the space. Bitcoin's been at $25,000 for the last 3 weeks. There's nothing I can do about that. But this has nothing to do with the space. I still believe in the technology. I still believe in Bitcoin. I still believe in blockchain. I still believe in DLT. I believe in Web3 gaming. It's just for the time being, in the moment, in order for me to continue to bring you guys the value that you subscribe for, I need to step all the way back and readjust. Okay? I need to eat better. I need to get to exercising again. I definitely need to stay away from social media. Something else that Doc is telling me is to, while you're going through this, stay away from stressful sources. X is one of those. All right? Especially crypto Twitter. Crypto Twitter, whatever the hell. That's a place of stress because it's garbage. In essence, it's all garbage. If you're not dealing with spam bots, you're dealing with people who think they know something, but they really don't. So, yes, the account has been deleted. But I do have a personal X account under my Gov name, Wade Teamer. Follow me if you want. It's a personal account, so I'll be talking about, like, how the Lions beat the Chiefs week 1. And wrestling, video editing stuff. It'll be paced. But what's most important right now is getting me together so that way I can be better for y'all. All right. And like I said, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't. But I am not quitting. I love video. I love being on YouTube. I love being able to do this with hundreds of thousands of people that I don't even know. Okay, so this will never change. I am not quitting by any means. Is that the problem is I've been running this race car almost 200 laps without a pit stop. I need to pull in the pit lane, man, before we get down to these last 25 laps and I run out of gas and I can't even finish the race. So, with that being said, you know what I'm about to tell y'all. I love you. I want you to have a great day. Have a prosperous day. And the fact still remains. If that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'm Wade Teamer. And, yeah. I'm going to see y'all in a minute.